Apparently there's a thing about moderators there. That would be nice. Alright, so we're going to break down a 911 call that just happened. I'm pressing play on it. Now, mind you, now that you know that it's a 911 call, we have several 911 calls where they transferred me to the police chief's, well, interim police chief's number. I was able to use the mute button quick so that I could give my number at the very beginning of the phone call and then take off the mute so that I could save it. Can't be letting everybody have my number. Anyway, I don't have my number recognized, so I had to dig through stuff to find my phone number. Anyway, they'd done so before. It's been the only effective way to actually get that done. I got a 3-day-old donut here I'm going to take a bite of. So it shouldn't be a problem. I already know 911 are going to be a bunch of useless twats and send out one of the fucking bullies or one of their supervisors. I've already gone to the supervisors. They've bullied me enough. It took me months of them claiming it's not their job for them to admit it's their job. So, yeah. How am I going to fucking trust those stupid piggies when I already knew it was their job to begin with? Anyway, 911 dispatch gets angry and irate and bullies victims who call in about police officers. When I say all of the officers in this town have been involved, they have. Refusing to do their jobs for a homeless person, refusing to allow the homeless to make a written report or an oral report. Bullying, threatening, harassing, and intimidating, badgering the witnesses. And that's exactly what the 911 operator does in this, too. Not only that, he makes a mistake twice, and both times bullies me for it. He's eating up a lot of time and a lot of money to bully somebody instead of just transferring the goddamn number. But he's bullied me before. They know who I am. I'm actually over at the Tillamook library, but I was calling because this is the only way to get transferred to the sheriff's, or to the police chief's number. Tillamook library. I told him exactly what it was. So he asks it again. The address of my emergency, it happened yesterday and the day before, and also this morning. A lot of it's online. We'll start giving some details. But I need to be transferred to the police chief.
Okay, unfortunately, the police chief isn't on duty right now. I can have another officer give you a phone call. What's your address?
I'm aware that the police chief is not on duty right now. I'd like you to forward me to his answering machine.
Okay, what's your address?
My address, I'm over at the Tillamook Library parking lot, but what I'm trying to do is turn in those officers to the police chief. So I need to be transferred to the police chief, not to have one of my predators sent out here.
Trying to turn in?
All of them.
Okay, what's your first and last name?
Shawn Schwartz, SHAWN, SCHWARTZ.
And see, he literally uses the same thing 3 times. I told him where I'm at. I don't know the address here, but I was very nice and very calm about what I'm telling him, am I not?
And your phone number?
I don't know my phone number, so there's no sense reading it back to me, but it's the number I called from.
Okay, which would be?
You can't read it on.
I told him I don't have my number fucking memorized, so there's no sense reading it back to me. I don't know my number. And then which would be? Fucking Christ. Thank goodness I have it written down on a piece of paper, but I couldn't find that piece of paper at the time. I got all sorts of pieces of paper in here with numbers and all sorts of shit on them. Whole bunch of them. Got more over here. More right here. I've had to transfer a lot of stuff. Now let's press play on this again, I guess.
There, I told you I don't know my phone number, so there's no sense reading it back to me.
Okay, as soon as I have a supervisor available, I'll have him give you a phone call on the number that wasn't
That's
provided.
not what I asked. And there he's being condescending. They have my number. It is provided. It shows up on their caller ID. When they start reading your number back to you, that can create a safety issue for you, and it is important to speak up and make sure that they don't, especially if you have to record live for your safety. There are reasons why I do what I do. If I could, I would record 24 hours a day live on YouTube for my safety and the safety of everyone around me. But this guy is obviously just being a dick. This is a 911 operator, supposed to be a professional, but I'm doing my best to maintain my composure with this dick going out of his way to literally eat up important time by sending my predators out to me. He asked me my address 3 times. I'm at the Tillamook parking lot. The address of the emergency? Which one? Did I ask him those things? No, I did my best to remain calm and say what was important to say.
I would like to be transferred to the chief because I've already spoken with the supervisors and they have bullied me instead of doing their jobs.
Okay. Unfortunately, the chief of police isn't on duty.
You already told me that, but you can transfer me to his answering
He's a
machine.
broken fucking record.
That was
like, here's the thing. I asked for a simple fucking request, something they're capable of doing. This guy is literally going out of his way to play fucking retarded. Going out of his way to play retarded. Going out of his way. This is gaslighting. This is what gaslighting sounds like, people. Now, I'm trying to maintain a professional decorum with this infant, with this child, who has a job as a 911 operator. One job to do. One job. I already know that what they're going to do about this emergency, and it is an emergency, is to send me around in circles. Or talk over me. Or, of course, tone bully me. And I am not receptive to that. I will not fucking be bullied by a goddamn pig. Dispatch or not. I will speak up then and there.
What was it, last night or the night before?
So you already left a voicemail on his answering machine?
Sir, more crimes have been committed against me since then that I need to
He's
turn...
digging for excuses not to do his job. He's already spent, what? All of the call doing that? One job. It's a job that you can do easily. Transfer me to the police chief, please. Transfer me to his voicemail. I understand it's the weekend. I don't need you to tell me that over and over again. I've already been through this. Here's their MO. They waste my time all week. And then on the weekends, they say they can't do nothing. It's the weekend. And then they send me to numbers that are in other fucking counties. And then they say they can't do anything about this stuff in other counties. I've been through this. I know their tricks. And I'm not falling for them. I show you that when I go and do what they ask me to, I am harmed for doing what these people tell me to do. They are giving legal advice. The 911 dispatch, when you try to turn in a police officer, many of them will give you illegal legal advice. Also, they will play stupid, and they will do screwed up things, and then they will bully you because they screwed up.
Transfer you over to his voicemail. Please hold.
Thank you.
About time. But instead, he hangs up on me. And when I call him back, he bullies me again. Even worse this time. The first call, he was just playing retarded the whole thing. He fucked up here. His error resulted in me being bullied. Again. Immediate retaliation. For his fuck up, he gets to retaliate against me for calling back and telling him. Hung up immediately. Like if
that was not acceptable.
A half of a ring and
we're gonna call them again.
So I call him again.
What's the address to your emergency?
This is Sean Schwartz again. Instead of transferring me, you hung up.
I transferred you over to their voicemail.
Well, it didn't go to their voicemail, it just hung up.
Then he talks over me. He already knows he fucked up, and he's trying to talk over me. He already knows what he did. I'm trying to tell him, hey, it didn't go through. Instead of that registering in his head, he wants to prevent me from saying it again. He wants to tell me that he transferred me to... He didn't. He hung up. So let's try it again. He does this twice.
Transferred me to them instead of hanging up on me. I recorded it. I recorded that that's exactly what happened. You said that you were going to transfer me, and then you hung up. It is recorded on my YouTube channel live.
Okay, congratulations on your YouTube channel.
And there he gets fucking condescending. But at that point, this is where he's going to start registering in his head that he just broke the law and bullied an at-risk adult. An at-risk and disabled adult. Live on YouTube. Now he's going to argue for a second, but he's going to call back and he's going to admit that he fucked up. Listen.
Stop being condescending.
You have our non-emergency line that's tying up.
I've called the non-emergency line. Transfer me over to the sheriff.
See, now he's digging for excuses and stuttering over his tongue. He doesn't want to get in trouble. But he's not going to transfer me to the sheriff. He's still, or to the police chief. He's still being a dick about it. He's still trying to do anything he can to change the subject and prevent what I am doing from happening. What I am trying to do is get a hold of the police chief. The acting police chief is only a lieutenant. He is likely to tell me there's nothing he can do. He's only a lieutenant. He's only an acting police chief. Now also, my words don't come out right in this. because this guy's being a dickhead, and I'm overwhelmed. Now he's registering in his mind at this point, oh shit, he fucking recorded it live on YouTube. I could lose my job. I could get in a lot of trouble. Then he does it again, and he realizes he's got to call me back, and he's got to play it off as an honest mistake.
Instead of playing head games, this is not acceptable. You are acting in an unprofessional manner, and it is not okay for you to act like a child. You are a 911 operator.
I'm not acting like a child. So
Sir, you are playing stupid and you are acting like a child. Transfer me to the sheriff's answering machine, or to the police chief's answering machine, please.
Which would you like, the police chief or the sheriff?
The police chief.
Okay, I will transfer you again. Please hold.
With an attitude. Hung up again.
That's twice. Oh, there's a police officer just drove by. Hello?
Hi, is this Sean?
Yes, is this the acting police chief?
No, this is not. This is 911. I pushed the wrong button.
There you go. Much better. He thought about it for a second, realized how much fucking trouble he could get into. Not just losing his job. This isn't just failure to report. This isn't just a simple clerical error. This is prison time. He don't want prison time, so he's going to play it off as an honest mistake. That's not going to erase the bullying prior to that, or any of the bullying and any of the other phone calls that I have recorded with 911 live on my channel. But, honest mistake. All right, well, if it's an honest mistake, you should have no problems admitting to it. The thing is, he was harming me and retaliating against me. Yes, that is harmful. To be bullied by the people that you're supposed to go to for help, that is harmful. For him to repeatedly try talking over me, he already knew what I was saying. He didn't want to hear it. Now, for me to get that 911 operator's recording from him, I'll have to hear this act of God bullshit. Since I recorded it, and it's live, well, it's not like they're going to send out an officer before I'm able to download it like I had to try to do in Rawlins, Wyoming. They came out, lied to me, fucking stole all my stuff, fucking bullied me. It was a fucking heyday. But guess what? I got those girls safe. So fuck you, Rawlins PD. Bam! All right, let's get back to this one, the 911 dispatch.
I'm calling you back.
Thank you.
So I'm calling you back. Still got that tone of fucking bullshit, but at least he's doing his fucking job. Maybe it's fucking begrudgingly. Fine, as long as you're doing your fucking job, instead of being condescending and bullying and blaming me when you fuck up. You fucked up. I transferred the sheriff to the police chief. No, you fucking didn't. You hung up on me is what you did. Second time he did it again, at least he admitted it. At least he called back. At least he realized, shit, he's recording it. He's fucking recording it. I can get in a lot of fucking trouble. This is what civilian oversight is fucking for. This is what I need a friend or family member there for with me, so they don't try to pull this condescending, bullying bullshit. It was a simple fucking request. He was tying up the line with his bullying. Didn't need to fucking happen. He could have shut his damn mouth, listened, and done his fucking job. The more he bullied me, the more difficult it was for me to speak. Now let's continue, because I did get to talk to the acting sheriff's thing, and we'll write his name down too this time. This time I talk calmly. I also put it on mute. I also mouthed the words, "His attitude changed when he realized I'm recording."
You reached my voicemail. Leave me your name, number, and a good time to call you back, and I'll do so. Take care. Bye-bye.
Alright, for this part, I'm telling my phone number, so I've got it muted. I tell him my phone number twice.
Bye-bye.
My name is Sean Schwartz. I've been trying to turn in your officers almost since I first got here. They've been committing a lot of crimes against me and against a lot of others, and I do have the situations with them recorded. I keep getting bullied. I was being bullied by 911 as I was trying to be transferred to you, and he messed up twice. I let him know that I was being recorded. He called back with a different attitude. Thank goodness.
No, I said there I was being recorded. No, I had explained to him that he was being recorded. Now, at this point, I'm already worked up, all right? My communication skills are greatly diminished because I was bullied and badgered. Now it's going to be very, very difficult for me to make sure that my words come together. Because the 911 operator wanted to be a fucking antagonistic goddamn dickhead. Wanted to go out of his way to play fucking stupid and to talk over the victim. Yes, it's an emergency. It's an emergency because of these police officers. The very police officers that he's going to send out are the very same police officers who have bullied me repeatedly, the same as he did, trying to talk over me so he couldn't hear the details. No, asshole. You knew exactly what was fucking coming. When you took that job, there are certain parts of that job that you are required to do. Bullying victims is not part of the job. Talking over victims is not part of the job. I've talked to all of the other officers and been talked over by them and bullied and berated and sent on a magic fucking carpet ride of different services that are supposed to help me but don't. They tell me it's someone else's job. I went to Northwest Senior and Disability Services. They refused to do their jobs as Adult Protective Services and just wanted to push the Northwest Senior and Disability stuff. Same thing with Tillamook Family Counseling. They refused to do their Adult Protective Services job and wanted to do things that they could get paid money for, committing Medicare and Medicaid fraud. No, not okay. I'm not the only one going through this out here on the streets.
Now, this This is not acceptable. I am an at-risk and disabled adult, and reasonable accommodations have not been made for me so that I can safely turn in any of the crimes that have been committed against me without being talked over or bullied by your police officers or sent to mental health. Now, this has had detrimental effects on me and allowed a lot of predators out here to harm me repeatedly. I can't take care of myself, and I can't just keep spending all my money to run around to different mental health places. In addition, several of your officers, all of them have been involved in this, but several of your officers, including Loftman and Lotham, especially Lotham, has been instrumental in creating an unsafe situation for me and trying to bully me into moving. Every time that I have tried to call to turn in Officer Lotham, I've had to deal with situations where I was...
Yes, being bullied by the 911 dispatcher does affect me mentally. And that does affect me physically, including my speech. Yes, it hurts. It hurts to be this afraid. This afraid of being bullied over and talked over and dismissed by people who are supposedly fucking professionals. Meanwhile, if I commit suicide over this bullying, any and all of these people that I went to and told that these people bullied me to the point that I want my life to end, and instead of trying to end my life, I'm trying to turn them in. All of the people who did absolutely nothing to assist in that are held responsible. Legally. Legally, if I kill myself, Danelle Boggs is responsible. Legally, if I kill myself, my bullies are responsible. It's just unfortunate that there are so many bullies in law enforcement, especially when you're homeless, especially when you're disabled.
Bullied by either Lotham himself, that included in the hospital in November of last year. Sir, it's been a lot of abuse. Now, my name is Sean David Schwartz, and I have a YouTube channel where I post up everything that I possibly can, but I have communication difficulties, and being forced to post it on YouTube for my safety also has its own safety risks, and those safety risks would not be there if I could trust the officers to do their jobs instead of threaten, harass, intimidate, bully, and try to blow me off and send me to someone else to do the job. When a crime is committed against me, I should be able to call the cops, be able to safely make a report, and have it actually investigated. I am an at-risk adult, and it is required by law that they do so. They don't get to just pick and choose and change the law depending on who it is. Your officers have assisted people who have physically harmed me in this town in getting away with it because instead of doing their jobs, they wanted to be Mr. Sly Guy. This cannot be happening, sir. I am scared. And it is not okay to send a rape victim to their rapist. And that is the equivalent of what has been happening every time that I have to turn in a 911 call. And I have one of your officers who committed crimes way back when I first got here come out to harass me again and talk over me again and dismiss me. I need you to call me and set up a meeting so that I can meet you with my evidence and you can assess my situation with your own two eyes and with your own ears. People have threatened my life as recently as yesterday. I still get literally hundreds of phone calls from restricted numbers, so please do not call me from a restricted number. And please be professional and understand that you are going to be recorded. If you shoot me straight, I'll shoot you straight. I mean that metaphorically, of course, as in the metaphor for honesty. That doesn't mean that I'm trying to shoot anybody. And obviously, since this is being recorded, it is a common metaphor. Please don't try to pretend that I'm threatening to shoot people. You can call me back at pretty much any time. I'm stuck alone in my vehicle, which is one of the things that makes me so at risk and so easy to victimize, and your officers know it. I need to turn in a lot of crimes that were committed against children as well. This is important. That includes a 14-year-old girl who was assaulted at the Safeway last October, and I've been trying to turn it in since it happened. It's in town, it is your jurisdiction, and it was a sheriff's deputy who assaulted her. It is still against the law for him to assault her, and I have the entire situation recorded. That girl was trying to turn in predators, and so were the two girls that were with her. Please call me back.
Tell I was afraid. But I did it anyway. Trust and believe. Trust and believe.
You can't read it on there. I told you I don't know my phone number, so there's no...
Let me see. We'll bring it back so you can hear it all in its entirety. That long blank pause, I gave my phone number twice at the very beginning of the recording with the police chief. And I'm sorry I keep saying sheriff, but you know what? I've had to deal with a lot of sheriffs, a lot of police chiefs, a lot of different people. At least this guy decided to change his mind instead of breaking the law repeatedly in retaliation after realizing he'd been arrested.
I guess I could slide this pencil.
He literally did everything that he could to try to argue his way out of that. Out of a simple task.
God, I don't even have the hand strength to open that son of a bitch.
It was a mechanical pencil I was going to use.
I'm actually over at the Tillamook library, but I was calling because this is the only way to get transferred to the sheriff's, or to the police chief's number.
Now see here, I made a mistake and I corrected myself. This is right at the very beginning of the call. And later on, he's going to be condescending again. I mean, obviously, yeah, I'm going to make mistakes. Obviously, I already corrected myself once. It's pretty obvious that it's the police chief that I'm trying to get a hold of.
Okay, so what's the address of your emergency?
The address of my emergency, it happened yesterday.
I'm going to back it up a little bit so that we can make sure it's at 35 minutes and something. 3453 maybe.
Alright, I guess I could slide this pencil out a little bit. Maybe use it. God, I don't even have the hand strength to open that son of a bitch.
They bully me for not being able to remember names and numbers at a moment's notice. The thing is, I've met thousands of people. This isn't just one crime where there was one person involved and one fucking officer. No, this is an ongoing situation.
So what's 911? What's the address of your emergency?
I'm actually over at the Tillamook library, but I was calling because this is the only way to get transferred to the sheriff's, or to the police chief's number.
Okay, so what's the address of your emergency?
The address of my emergency, it happened yesterday and the day before, and also this morning. A lot of it's online, but I need to be transferred to the police chief.
Okay, unfortunately, the police chief isn't on duty right now. I can have another officer give you a phone call. What's your address?
I'm aware that the police chief is not on duty right now. I'd like you to forward me to his answering machine.
Okay, what's your address?
My address, I'm over at the Tillamook Library parking lot, but what I'm trying to do is turn in those officers to the police chief. So I need to be transferred to the police chief, not to have one of my predators
What
sent
officers
out
are you
here.
trying to turn in?
All of them.
Okay, what's your first and last name?
Sean Schwartz, SHAWN, SCHWARTZ.
And your phone number?
I don't know my phone number, so there's no sense reading it back to me, but it's the number I called from.
Okay, which would be?
You can't read it on there? I told you I don't know my phone number, so there's no sense reading it back to me.
Okay, as soon as I have a supervisor available, I'll have him give you a phone call on the number that wasn't provided.
I would like to be transferred to the chief because I've already spoken with the supervisors and they have bullied me instead of doing their jobs.
Okay, unfortunately, the chief of police isn't on duty.
You already told me that, but you can transfer me to his answering machine. That was done, what was it, last night or the night before?
So you already left a voicemail on his answering machine?
Sir, more crimes have been committed against me since then that I need to turn in.
Okay, let me transfer you over to his voicemail. Please hold.
Thank you. that was not acceptable. We're going to call them again.
What's the address to your emergency?
This is Sean Schwartz again. Instead of transferring me, you hung up.
I transferred you over to their voicemail.
Well, it didn't go to the voicemail, it just hung up.
Do you have the non-emergency phone number line?
Sir, please transfer me to them instead of hanging up on me. I recorded it. I recorded that that's exactly what happened. You said that you were going to transfer me, and then you hung up. It is recorded on my YouTube channel live.
Okay, congratulations on your YouTube channel.
Sir, please stop being condescending.
You have our non-emergency line that's tying up.
I've called the non-emergency line. Transfer me over to the sheriff instead of playing head games. This is not acceptable. You are acting in an unprofessional manner, and it is not okay for you to act like a child. You are a 911 operator.
I'm not acting like a child. So
Sir, you are playing stupid and you are acting like a child. Transfer me to the sheriff's answering machine, or to the police chief's answering machine, please.
Which would you like, the police chief or the sheriff?
The police chief.
Okay, I will transfer you again. Please hold.
Call ended. That's twice. Oh, there's a police officer just drove by.
So at this point, it's 41:33. He's wasted 6 minutes. That doesn't seem like a lot of time, but it's 6 minutes of fucking bullying. The guy could have easily done the job, not eaten up 6 minutes of important 911 time. This is a simple fucking request. It doesn't take 6 minutes of bullying to do that. When he made a mistake, he just wanted to talk over me and try to send me to somewhere else. No, not gonna happen.
Hello?
Hi, is this Sean?
Yes, is this the acting police chief?
No, this is not. This is 911. I punched the wrong button, so I'm calling you back.
Thank you.
Hold. Lieutenant Nick Troxel here. You've reached my voicemail. Leave me your name, number, and a good time to call you back, and I'll do so. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right. And obviously, when I try to leave the message on his answering machine, I'm already riled up from being fucking bullied. All right. I have enough problems with communicating because I am afraid of being bullied, only to be bullied by these people when I try to do this. I should not be being bullied by 911 operators. They should not be playing stupid. They should not be intentionally putting an at-risk adult at risk by doing so. This 911 dispatch operator had a job to do, and he did not do that job. None of them did their jobs previously. The moment they find out that you're trying to turn in cops or you're trying to be transferred to a sheriff, guy's already spoken with me on multiple occasions. These people already know who I am. Their demeanor is cute, But acting stupid is immoral, especially when there's people's lives at stake. So yeah, by the time I do get to leave a message on the answering machine, as always, I've already been riled up and bullied and talked over and intimidated and threatened many times. They've even threatened me with incarceration for trying to turn in crimes committed against me. I'm told to call 911. What is 911 going to do? When they hear that you're homeless, they hang up or start bullying you. When you tell them that you're trying to turn in police officers, they hang up or start bullying you. The problem is, I can't call 911 because my bullies will show up. Bullies who know that I'm trying to turn them in. Each and every one of these officers knows I'm trying to turn them in. This dispatch operator shouldn't have a job. Not only that, he should be in jail right now. Right now, at this very moment, there should be an officer on the way to where he works to arrest him. Now, he finally fulfilled a simple request. It shouldn't have taken 6 minutes. He could have done that request in 30 seconds or less. How many people want to bully me for their fuck-ups, and how many of them are pissed off at me because I posted live on YouTube that they fucked up and then they bullied me when they fucked up? Do you really want this narcissistic shit being your 911 dispatch operator when you have an emergency? Sure, you want to trust the cops, but you know what? There are plenty of examples of why you shouldn't. And if there is a situation where you are harmed by a police officer, and you are told that you have to go to the police chief before anybody else over their head will do it, and the police chief is going out of his way to be impossible to reach, the thing is, I got to try to turn in the crimes committed against me by his officers to him, and he does need to make reasonable accommodations for my disabilities. That includes the effects of post-traumatic stress disorder long term, especially given the fact that 911 dispatch knows exactly what they're doing when they trigger us. So do these officers. Guess what? I bully people too. Yes, I know how to bully people. I'm well aware of how it works. I don't believe that Alexander is going to show up today. I believe that I will likely see him over there at some point trying to transfer his bottles and his cans. it's likely that if I go up and talk to him that he'll promise to help, and we'll set up a time and day, and he won't show up. That's the problem with these idiots. They're mandated reporters sending me to peer support. The 911 dispatch operator thought the bullying me was okay, and it's not. He thought it was okay to gaslight me, and it's not. That's annoying. For officers to try to have me re-diagnosed with something that makes it okay for them to commit felonies, well, that's a felony too. And that's where the sending me to their friends in mental health works out for them. The crimes committed at the hospital here, when I tried to turn those crimes in, how was I treated? Not very good. If you bully me and antagonize me and harass me and belittle me and get condescending with me, and then you're going to call yourself a professional. No, you're not professional. You're an asshole. I got hundreds of calls just like that one. Everybody plays fucking stupid. Take me to Tillamook Sporting Goods.
Tillamook Sporting Goods. Let's go.
And no, I'm not going to Tillamook Sporting Goods. I'm going up to Center Market because with me having to turn in Eileen in the situation there, I don't know that her family who works there won't retaliate in some way.
Head north on Stillwell Avenue toward 4th
See,
Street.
when I speak publicly about how I'm trying to turn these people in, these people
Take the
start
next
pretending
left
that I
onto
would
5th
hurt
Street.
them, omitting information and using their positions in order to have people harmed. Myself primarily. Oh, Sean's trying to turn us into the cops.
In 500 feet, turn left onto 7th Street.
Let's pretend he's threatening to kill us.
Turn left onto 7th Street.
Oh, I say a lot of things in angry voices. I am well within my rights to be in an angry voice and on YouTube. I am well within my rights to yell in public
600
over this
feet,
shit.
turn left onto US 101 North Pacific Avenue.
I'm also well within my rights to curse. I'm not sure if you noticed, but I exercise
Turn
that
left
right.
onto US 101 North Pacific Avenue.
I exercise my First Amendment right daily. Even when the courts and police believe that they can rob me of my First Amendment rights, well, then they just end up locking me up to deprive me
In 800
of the right.
feet, turn left onto 9th Street.
And then they're pissed off because the whole time I'm locked up, I'm exercising that right. I'm trying to turn in crimes committed against at-risk adults and children. Goddamn right I'm willing to go back to prison.